bro. We're trying to have a good time. Nope. Who the hell are you? What the hell?
Come on! We got to go to the circus!
What is going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We're here for the good real so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. The Brett Man's over there. Happy freaking Thursday night, ladies and gents. We're about a week removed from the release of the highly anticipated freaking Friday the 13th fan film, My Special Boy, man. And, man, it's time to talk about it a little bit. We did the review. We talked about it a little bit there. We're going to go into it tonight, and we got some special guests tonight, Birdie, to really freaking hammer it home, man.
Dude, absolutely, we have some tremendous guests, and not only do we have tremendous guests, we also have these awesome Good Real Hunting t-shirts available on our imaginary website of goodrealhunting.com. Just kidding, we do not have one just yet, but our good buddy, our Good Real Hunting partner, Chris, surprised us with these for a little Halloween present, and I just want to give a special shout out to Chris Galway for that one. So, Chris, if you see this like in the future or whatever, we appreciate you, buddy, and we hope you get to come back home soon. Come home,
yeah, Daddy.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Man, yeah, let me address the chat real quick. We'll just get right into it and bring our guests on. I just saw one more additional person come in, so that's awesome. So let's see here. We got Good Real Hunting. We don't know who those assholes are. Yo, Adrian, how you doing? Adrian James.
Hey, oh.
We got Lamontre. What's going on, Lamontre? We got Atanis. What's going on? Gory Tiger. What's going on, Chris Snyder saying this is the best news I've heard all year. What is the best news all year? We're doing this live stream, or gotta be a little more detailed than that, my friend. And we got Brother Fluff, what's going on? We got Kyle, what's going on? So that is it for the moment. I'm sure we'll get more people as they come in. Guys, prepare your questions because we will get questions from the chat. So without further ado, let's bring on the directors of My Special Boy, the protagonist of My Special Boy, and of course, Mr. Jason Voorhees himself, and also Elias Voorhees. So let's bring him on. Freaking Chad Sumner, Braden Timmons, and James Graham.
The hairless chode. Yes.
Hey.
Yo, what up, people? How we doing?
Yeah. Yes, sir. So how are you all doing there, gentlemen?
I'm sick.
You're sick? Well,
Yeah,
thank God, man.
unfortunately.
Like, of all the times to be sick, you have to pick this particular string.
I was gonna say, hey, James, dude, like you literally started talking. I was like, that is the why? Where's the energy at, buddy? But you know.
I'm so sorry.
Oh man,
Hey, but you know
dude,
what? Hey, he's here. He is dedicated to being here, and we really appreciate that.
and you know what? Just for that, he gets to join me right beside each other. We get the big battle right in the bottom there, so y'all can battle it out throughout this entire stream. Just
Yo,
checking the chat.
I noticed you introduced. I noticed you introduced Brain as the protagonist, but he can be considered an antagonist as well.
Well, you know what? I think he went through.
Sean's a dick.
Movie.
You know what?
See,
We're gonna get into that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Oh man, but Oracle, what's going on? Saying I'm here on break watching you guys. We appreciate you being here. And yes, again, I see Brother Fluff's questions, so we will get to your questions. But of course, me and Brad are a little tiny bit selfish. We like to get our questions in too, so we'll get a couple of our questions in, then we'll go to the chats. So have them prepared. We're getting them started. So Brad, I've been talking a long time. So how about you take it away with a question?
Well, first thing I wanted to do, okay, just in case there's anybody in the chat that has not seen the film yet, can you tell the people exactly where to find it? Which YouTube channel to go to, where to find it there, and what they can expect. And that's for anybody to answer. It doesn't.
Oh,
yeah, not all at once.
Okay. I guess I can answer. So James is sick, guys. So I'll answer. You guys can head on over to James Grimm's YouTube channel. You guys can watch the film for free. Currently doing really well. It just crossed 13,000 views. We're very excited about that. So thank you for everyone who has watched. If you guys haven't had a chance to see it yet, head on over, check it out, and let us know what you guys think, man. Leave thoughts in the comments. Tell us what you guys like, what you guys don't like. Give us it all. We want to hear it. So it's only going to make us better in the future. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to let you, just to play on top of that, I did put the link to My Special Boy in the description down below. So if you are interested in watching their amazing Friday the 13th fan film, the link for it's in the description of this video.
So
Yes, and-
my real time analytics says we're actually at 14,200.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
There we go. James has got the real-time
Real
analytics
time.
on his phone. He's got it on speed dial all day, just looking at it.
Constant freaking.
But yeah, Brad, before you get your first question, I will throw out there real quickly. If you have not seen My Special Boy, we are going to go into some behind the scenes stuff, or hopefully they give us some behind the scenes stuff, or just like we're talking about some. Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, he may not be for long. Okay, Birdie's going to work on this.
Am I here?
Can you hear us?
Here. Yeah, you're here.
Okay, yeah. I just had to turn off my Xbox. Apparently, my Wi-Fi sucks. So.
Oh, it's getting sucked from the Xbox, man. It happens, man. Hey, so yeah, Braden, kind of on top of that, kind of easy getting into this. Just again, I think most people here have seen the movie, but if not, where does this fall into the Friday the 13th lore? Like where at what point in the timeline kind of deal? What's the overall what should people know about it essentially?
Yeah, so in a way, it's kind of like a soft retelling of Friday the 13th, but watching it and like kind of that's something that we've seen a lot of people asking. It's somewhere right in between like part 1 and part 2 of Friday the 13th, you know, like, but really it's more of like a soft retelling, especially with the direction that we took Pamela, like, because in Friday the 13th and the 1980 film, like she's older and everything, and like here we see that she has a younger side to her. So it's more of like almost as Jason remembers her from before the tragedy happens. So that's the best way we can really describe where it takes place.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. And that I can honestly got that immediately, and I think that is a good placement because I don't really see a lot of Friday the 13th films go in between 1 and 2, and I would say before even possibly 3. So I really kind of like the time frame you all set up for My Special Boy for this particular Friday the 13th. But I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, it wasn't an easy thing to do, especially because it's like, you know, when you venture out to say that you're doing a Friday the 13th fan film in the midst of all of these Friday the 13th fan films that are currently coming out, like, and you see that there's a lot of them that come out like, I mean, Jason Rising just did a very good adaptation of part 4's Jason. Like I thought that, you know, that one was really good, and coming up with like the design, like we were like, we want to give Jason like an aesthetic that the character has, but also we wanted, and, you know, gotta give James and Michael Lawrence, like, you know, the design credits, because like Jason's design, like we just wanted him to look more human than like, you know, the zombie or the ghost or anything. We see so many of those interpretations of those in fan films, and we were like, you know what, we're going to give him more of a human side here. And not only does he look more human just based on, you know, his structure alone, but it's also the fact that, you know, he is his mom's special boy, right? Like we see that in this movie, especially as he can see the spirit of, or the ghost of Pamela and how she's talking to him and everything. And, you know, Gia, she really on set, every time she would get into character for Pamela and she would talk to us, I'd be like, can you just back up like 10 feet from me, please? Like, you're making me seem like you're gonna like stab me with a knife.
Did she do the facial expressions when she does talk to people? Because like, dude, I'll just go ahead and let y'all know, and no offense to Braden and Chad, I thought Gia was the standout in terms of acting in this entire fan film.
Yeah, she was really good.
No, that's totally fine with me. I only had like 3 lines. But no, yeah, she killed it. And actually, if anyone notices, well, I mean, obviously no one but us would notice who were there. But at the end, when Derek hits Jason with the pickaxe as I'm giving Braden or Sean over there a concussion, I actually slammed his head down on accident. Sorry, buddy. Again.
It was super loud too. It was super loud.
No, legit. So the first 2 hits that you actually see in the movie is actually my head hitting the ground. Like,
where you went like,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Oh my
so,
gosh,
like,
you kept
I
it
mean,
in there.
like we were rolling so fast though. Like we're sitting there and like Chad literally picked up my head and like it was meant to just like go down and make it seem like it so we can add Foley in, so like you could add in the thud. But the thud was apparently good enough to just be the main sound in post-production. Like, so the first 2 hits that you hear on the ground is my actual head hitting the ground. So, and it was hard. It was hard too. So,
yeah.
Chad, it's okay, man. I actually technically helped you because I was like throwing my head down to make it look like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was honestly my fault. It was my fault to go as low as I did, but his hand didn't help.
Like, I might have helped on that one. Sorry. Do it again.
You'll see if you rewatch the movie, the moment you see his body kind of go a little limp, that was the hit that caught him.
He might have passed out for like a split second.
Yeah, he needed a couple minutes.
I mean, Don was like,
concussion
okay?
protocol.
I was like, I'm gonna need to go back to my trailer. I'm gonna need a full 8-course meal, and then I'll come back and be ready to go. So,
Your trailer, your single person tent.
Or Braden, is it like kind of like you or Tua when you just got up and you just immediately went back down? And James Graham is like, no, he's good. Keep rolling. We're good. We're good.
There were a few moments like that.
So there is a couple moments like that, and I'm going to bring this up right now too. So I mean, I guess we could start with the finale, right? Because like, I mean,
might as well.
Like, so at the end, so the scene where Jason knocks me down that hill, like I actually did go rolling down that hill too. Like I threw myself down that hill. You know, I didn't give a shit. I didn't care at all. I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna die, we're gonna freaking do this. So you know,
yeah.
But make sure it's rolling.
Yeah, right. I'm like, so make sure cameras are all rolling. So I must have thrown myself down that hill when Jason pushed me at least like it was like 9 takes, and like I mean, like there was like I had marks all over my arms from the sticks and everything. And then like we're looking at it, I'm like the 9th. It was like the 8th or the 9th take that I think we got it, like that it looked good. And James is sitting there looking at it, and he's just
can you like 2 more takes?
Yeah, he's like, can we just do it like 2 more times? I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, everyone else is like saying, yeah, dude, it looks good. And James is like, I don't know. I think that we need 1 more. Like, I mean, and I told him, I'm like, you have like 5 seconds to make a decision. Otherwise, we're moving on.
Yeah. There were, we both put each other through shit. We beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
You don't see it in the film, in the final product, but when me and him are squaring off in the hallway, we were actually throwing each other harder up against those walls, and a couple of our actors, Abby and Adrian, were in the other room waiting to, come out and film their part. And they said, dude, you guys did that like, I don't know what, 7, 8, 9 times, and the walls were bowing in. Like we thought you guys were gonna come busting through the walls. And then after I gave Sean over there the concussion, we were setting up another shot where Abby comes up and hits me in the back with back of the head with that branch, which I told her lay into it, and she actually did. And here comes Braden. He's like, okay, you want to hit right here? And he like karate chops me like 20 times to like make sure I got it. I'm like, motherfucker, I got it. God damn.
Dude, Chad wasn't happy with me, dude. Like at that moment, like I was like, all right, shit, sorry. I just like the way that the head felt. So like I'm just like sitting there like patting
And he's just karate chopping the back of my head like fucking Cobra Kai. He's like, I'm like, okay, I get it. Damn.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I was like just making sure hey, Chad, also, it was literally like 2:30 in the morning. I was just making sure that you were up and alert.
Yeah,
and
we were all
awake.
delirious
Like,
at that point.
He's like, I got it. God damn it. All right.
Well, here's
And,
the real question of the night, Braden. Do you think that Chad is actually a fuckface, or is that just?
Hey, you know what? Based on the way
With
that
no
him
hair,
and I shoot
yes.
shit, I swear to God, one would definitely think that we're like the biggest enemies like in the entire world. But no, like yes,
I just gotta share a
he's
picture.
the biggest fuckface I've ever met in my entire life. To answer that question. So.
Love you too, little bro. Yeah, it was
we
fun.
got
It
a
was
cast member in the house.
Newy.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello,
You
and
said you were
welcome.
gonna be here. What?
Well, it's okay. Like
What's up,
if you
man?
have time, great. If not, we totally understand. We understand everybody's busy at night. There are streams happening everywhere, or we're pretty much at the time where it's the busiest time of the year with the holidays coming up. So we totally understand. Hopefully we'll get you on in the future on the channel.
I think he's
Absolutely.
referring to the reshoots.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
But just to
Probably.
address real quickly, like you two beating the hell out of each other, that's good to know because Brad was beating the hell out of me during the Halloween kill skit that we shot. He was like legit beating the shit out of me, and I was starting to get pissed off. Like, Brad, you're fucking hitting
Yes,
me.
Nui.
Quit.
it happened
Follow-
twice, man. It happened 2 times. One time just happened to be with that broom, but it's cool.
Yeah, man. If you
Follow
Chad
the
and
link.
Braden have the link, so yeah, if you want to jump in, they can send it to you, and we'll have you on, buddy. Absolutely.
Check the chat, Nui. It's in the chat, bud.
Yeah, and then just want to address real quickly before we continue. We got mail from My Killer Podcast. What's going on?
Yo.
We got Nick Cooling in the house. What's going on, Nick? And I saw, yeah, there he is. There's Facci right there. What a team. My Special Boy was straight fire. One of
What's
the
up,
associate
guys?
producers of My Special Boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
And speaking of beating the hell out of each other, I wanted to add one more. There's a scene that actually made it into the film that I really love. It's when I'm going after April and Derek comes up with the chair and hits me from behind, which were real hits, by the way. ECW. Anyway,
All's Mahoney.
there's this, and I fall to my knees after taking the shot. Well, you can see him place his hand on my back to like check to make sure if I was okay right before running off camera. And so that made it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm happy that's in there. So I just wanted to add that. Might have beat the hell out of each other, but there was a lot of love.
Was there? So did y'all were covered in insurance, right? So just in case if anything were to happen, or y'all just like fucking no insurance?
Oh, no, we had insurance. I know Braden had his insurance for his production company, but I also, for mine, had up to like $2 million in liability insurance. And plus it was required to shoot at the county park. We had to get that. So that was that. Yeah, we were covered. We could have.
Oh, okay, awesome. I'll be honest with you. I thought that was a joke, but no, y'all. That's cool to know. I didn't honestly know that. That's awesome. So you're not just doing it just to do it.
Yeah, a lot of locations actually won't let you shoot on properties unless you actually have production insurance, just God forbid anything happens. And even though a lot of the buildings like at this camp are like, run down and stuff, like, I mean, that's also why you need insurance, because like there's like stuff in there that can, happen. Someone can trip, fall. I mean, especially like with us when we were shooting, like this goes back to like when we were shooting Haddonfield Nightmare and we were shooting at the abandoned prison. It's like we needed that insurance because like it's a closed off prison and stuff. So it's the same kind of the same thing here. Like we shot at 2 different locations for My Special Boy, and James, was it both locations that demanded the insurance, or
Oh no, the camp
Just
did not.
Lopez.
just
Just the
Lopez?
actual lake.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because the other one's a privately owned little campground, and the other one is the county park.
That's what I was going to ask, kind of where you guys were shooting at, because it looked like you were actually on a camp somewhere. You had the lake and everything. So that's kind of cool. Is it still operational? Is it a place that, like, how did y'all come across that place?
Lopez Lake was Chad. Camp
Yeah.
AG. I don't know who that was. I don't remember. Was it you? I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going to
just
Lopez
showed
since
up.
I was a kid.
I just showed up. They sent me the location, and they were like, "This is where you're staying," and I was like, "Sounds good." So
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I've been going to Lopez since I was a kid. So, and every year I camp up there for my birthday. So that was always like a place I wanted to film. Unfortunately, the overhead shots in the film, the drone shots of the lake, is not that lake because with the drought and everything and all that shit, the water levels were just way too low to do anything really cool with it. So,
well,
unfortunately, we couldn't get
also,
that.
Someone also broke my drone too. So,
Damn.
Oh, God.
Was that
Brad knows
Braden?
all
Remember
about
that?
broken drones there.
Was that Braden?
no, no, it was not me.
no, but the drone shots you see, those were in Chicago. Actually, our director of photography,
really?
Don, he actually filmed it out there and then sent it on over, and then we put it into the movie.
I'll be
That's
honest with you.
freaking
I
awesome.
didn't know there were lakes out there in Chicago.
I didn't either.
Yeah, we have lakes. We're actually, honestly, there are actually quite a few locations I've been to in Illinois where I'm just like, dude, like this could actually be like a Friday the 13th set. Like, I mean, and before I got involved with My Special Boy, like I was actually driving around my buddy's girlfriend's area. Like we were driving out to her house one day and I was like, dude, like there's actually like a really great location, like where like the woods like just looks really much like Friday the 13th, and then there's like a lake right around there. I was like, this is great. So one of my initial concepts for a Friday the 13th like movie was for a movie called Jason. It was just called Jason, and that's it. And then when James asked me to come aboard My Special Boy, I was like, you know what, like yeah, like this is gonna be the route that I go to get Friday the 13th out. So, I mean, I am definitely excited to have been a part of a Jason movie. And, Jason, he's one of my favorite slashers for sure. So, I jumped at that opportunity to be like, yeah, like, let's do this. So.
Hell yeah. And y'all should have came to Tennessee, because in Tennessee, me and Brad actually learned this, that we actually have a lake in Tennessee that's called Crystal Lake.
It's shaped like a penis.
Lie. Shaped like a penis too. That's not a lie. That's actually the truth.
Good to
With
know.
the balls. Yeah.
Hold on, we got somebody that's going to join us here. Let me get a proper background real quick, and let's bring
I'll
him
be
on.
right back. Oh, Nui.
Nui.
Yeah, hey, what's going on, man?
So,
What's going on?
Not much. Am I on here?
You
Yeah,
are.
you're on here, bud.
Yeah, you're here.
You're live.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's better.
while we get Jessica, let me get these two in. Let's go. There's our boy Chris right there. We
Hey.
Reppin'.
awesome t-shirts. Yes, sir. We're repping. Yeah, we appreciate it, Chris. We really do. And then, of course, Mia says, "What's up, fuckers?" Nothing much, Mia. We're just chilling
Aw.
and having a good time.
Man,
fellow Screen Warrior right there.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking stoked about it.
That's cool.
What did I miss? It took me
A
forever.
lot.
Not much, buddy.
Pretty much, Chad and Brayden were talking about they were legit beating the hell out of each other on set.
I mean, that's pretty much always the case. If it wasn't that,
So kind of going back to earlier, man, how did you what made you guys decide to reintroduce this Pamela Voorhees story and whatnot? What did you want to go back to that?
Do you want me to answer that?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, originally the idea was always to make this like a sackhead Jason, and what inspired me was the game. Like in terms of like when you're Jason, you hear Pamela always talking to you. And I was like, that would be really
Yes.
cool to have Pamela
Mhm.
always talking. So Pamela in the flesh was not actually an idea that we had originally, and then we casted Gia as a different character, and then we casted someone else to play
As April,
Pamela.
actually.
Yeah, as April. Yes.
Hmm.
But
She
we
was
casted someone
initially going to be April, bro. Like-
Like, I'm so glad it didn't work out because it just worked out late.
yeah.
Anyways, So we casted someone to play Pamela in the flesh. Sorry,
I love you, Mom.
Right now. Maybe Chad should tell the story.
James.
Yeah, I'll take it. Just gonna say you should probably get sick more often. You sound like sexy up there, but anyway.
More like Batman up there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anyway, she was actually one of the first that we casted. We had a couple, myself, Adrian, another actress by the name of Trinity, who was in Devil's Autumn. She was actually going to be in this film at first, and then she ended up moving away and couldn't be in it anymore. But yeah, then we brought on Braden, and then we brought on Sammy and Gia. I want to say around the same time. And yeah, Gia was cast as April. And how tall are you, Braden?
Bro, she would have been towering over me. So
'Cause she's 6 foot. So
yeah,
like,
I'm 5'8" and a half. So you know.
But
at
you're
that-
not 5'8".
Yeah, I am.
Are you serious? Damn, dude. I thought you were a lot taller than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, honestly, like when you meet me in person and you're like, dang, you're actually shorter than I thought.
So I'm going to look down on you when the first time I meet you someday.
How tall are you?
I'm like close to 6 foot.
Dang,
He's a
okay,
monster,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking down on me. So don't worry, Brett, man. You can kick my ass if you really want to do so.
Okay, Hobbit. Okay, there we go. Now I'll look down on you.
Oh,
This makes
Yeah, there we go.
guys are all
Oh, man.
taller
But,
than me.
I'm horrible with names. So just tell me your name one more time because I don't want to mess it up. Like I'm gonna call you Roman right now until you tell me your name because again I'm picky with names. So I want to make sure I get it right.
No, you're good. My name is pronounced Nui.
Nui. Okay. I just want to make sure because that was my gut reaction to go with. I just wanted to double check. But Nui, I want to get since you're here, I want to get your perspective on how was it on your end on working on this film of My Special Boy. Like, was Braden, Chad, and James? Did you tolerate them and their shenanigans? And just tell us your whole experience on set.
Well, my whole entire process with it was a roller coaster in the beginning. But luckily, the roller coaster finally made its way back to the beginning. And the whole entire process was just like super fun. It was super chill. Everybody got along, which was great. Getting to bother Chad, though, on set 24/7 was my goal. Every second I was right beside Chad, just fucking with him.
yeah, that's very true.
I have so many pictures too of Chad on set. Like he's just like trying to body Jason. He's just standing there in the field, just doing nothing. And I'm just looking at him like
It's like a weirdo in a fucking field.
he's like contemplating his life's decisions.
That sounds like a movie. A
should really-
homeless looking dude in a field.
It does.
Sounds
What
like
if
a
a
movie.
shit dude hanging out in his arms?
Like a hobo.
Like a hobo.
But no, yeah, James and Braden though they were great too. Braden good with his direction, and James just being there and being very supportive, and his story planning was just. I kept my faith in it, so it was good to stay in this project, and I'm very happy with the outcome.
Well,
Have you done any
dude,
other,
that's awesome, man. I'm pretty sure that you're not like satisfied with your outcome in the film on how you got to go, but I'm so happy that you had a positive experience on this set.
Yeah,
Have you worked on any other projects similar to this? Was this first time or?
I did do a project that was another fan film for Friday the 13th, but I won't go into that one because that one,
Fucking betrayal.
we don't bring that one up anymore, so that one's gone. Other than that, though, I did do a couple like found footage films that are on Tubi right now. So they're called one's called My Devil's Children, one's called The Flock. Yeah,
Very cool.
Okay.
yeah, and there's a couple more projects that are in the works right now.
Nice.
Dude, that's so awesome. I'm always looking for stuff on Tubi, so I'm definitely gonna put those on the high watch list immediately because I did enjoy your work as Roman in this movie.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
Absolutely. Chad paid me $20 to say that, so fuck you, Chad. No, I was just
He's
kidding.
paying me the money.
No, dude, especially when we walk up and we do the predator handshake, man. Like we're like, you son of a bitch.
I was going to ask about that, dude. Was that written in the script or was that just freaking improv?
No, it was in the script.
It was
in
it
the
was
script.
deliberate.
Like, when I was writing that, I was like, it'd be kind of cool. I really want Sean to just like walk up to someone and be like, like I wanted it to, because I love Predator, man. I think that Predator's an awesome, fun movie. Ted,
Ted,
what's up, man?
What's going on, Ted?
Ranger Rick.
Hey,
We
not
got an
much. How you
officer
guys? Can you guys be okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
Excellent. Like, I know your character didn't do very good at the hands of Mr. Jason Voorhees, but I'm glad you're doing good and that you joined us here tonight.
Your neck looks a
Oh,
little
it's
bit.
great to be here.
Oh man. So I did have like one question I was wanting to bring up because like I just was okay. I got it. I have to ask Brayden. This is more directed towards you and the Levi character. I'm trying to pull it. Andrew Johnson. I gotta ask when you
I'll
all
be
did
back.
that whole interaction. Okay, when y'all did that interaction. How many times or how many takes did it take? Because I just could tell the whole time y'all just wanted to bust out laughing, and you all were like intentionally trying to make each other laugh.
Well, we had a few different variations of that because none of that was actually in the script. Like that actually was all improvised. Like
I had
on-
that
on
feeling it
set.
was.
Like so, like I think we did a couple different variations of it just to kind of get some like insight as to what was just going to come out of Andrew's mouth at that time. So like I don't know, like and then the one that we ended up using was I think the one where neither of us actually busted out laughing. So yeah, but Andrew's he's a character, man. Like you work with him for a couple days, and he's definitely got a very unique personality. So
Personality.
yeah, if that's what we want to call it.
He's very positive. He's a very positive dude. Very positive, very carefree dude.
Yeah.
I love him though.
Dude, that's awesome. I just like noticed that. It's like just kind of like him just telling the Sean character like dude, why are you smiling? Calm down, bro. You know what?
I know. I'm like, what? I can't smile. Like, I mean, like, I feel like that's like how you actually deal with somebody like that is like, because they're gonna want to do something so badly, but also it's like they're also not going to do something at the exact same time. It's like, just let them have their little freak out, let them scream at you if that's what it takes. And then eventually he just got pissed off and walked away. He's like, fuck this camp, dude. Like,
fuck you.
Yeah. I was like, okay, fuck me, I guess. Like,
Wait, you guys haven't heard the whole entire audio of the entire scene with Andrew.
Oh,
So much
yeah.
fun. So much
Oh,
fun.
are you talking about when he just goes off in the woods?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, both.
There's so many scenes with Andrew that are just wild and great. But
Dude, take after take of him just saying the most random weird shit, and it's all hilarious stuff, man. But we have hours of footage of all kinds of just great.
The first one he did, I really wish made the film, but for whatever, I think it was too blurry or the audio was too fucked up. I can't remember exactly, but
what did he say? I forgot.
I don't remember, but I think just his delivery was just so good. I have the video somewhere, I think, but he's like, Braden's like, hey kids, how about we, take it down a notch or whatever he says. And, and they just kind of, you just see Andrew like pop up because there's like that brush right there. He just kind of pops up. Hey man, why don't you shove it? You're like, something up your fucking ass. It's like, what the fuck? It was so good. It's like, oh, but
there
it just
is a
didn't work.
variety of different. There is a variety of different takes of Andrew screaming different stuff after I say my line. The hey kids, how about we take it down a notch before someone gets hurt? And then Andrew, every take would say something different. So you just never knew.
You never knew what he was going to say.
Actually, my reaction, like when it cuts to me, like turning, I'm trying so hard not to laugh. Like I'm like. I like it because it's like it's a smile, like I know this motherfucker just didn't say that shit to me. So but like in reality, I'm sitting there and I'm just genuinely trying not to burst out because I don't know. That was tough for sure to have him scream in my face like that and not laugh.
Oh, dude, like I could just like tell from your face, like you're just like trying so like your damnedest not to laugh. And I wouldn't even know what I would do. I'd probably bust out laughing. So I give you major props for keeping your composure, especially with a character like a Levi character that perfectly fits a Friday the 13th character. Your typical like jackass type character. So very high props to that, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool. And really, one of the things I really enjoyed about this film was the characters in general. Like, and really, I thought it was really good for a fan film to have so many characters in there and they each to have their own kind of individual identity that really stood out. Who was, I guess you guys, your writer was responsible for that. Giving the dialogue and stuff like that. Or I know you said a lot of this stuff was improv and stuff too, but man, like it was impressive.
Thank you. It was improv in the form of if there was a line of dialogue, we wanted the actors to say it how they would say it. How it just because it's written a certain way doesn't mean just because, say Braden writes down a phrase that works for him, but just for some reason won't come out of my mouth or won't come out of Newey's mouth the same way. Like we say, it just sounds weird, but we encouraged everybody. we encouraged everybody to as long as you get the initial point across of the dialogue that we gave you, then say it however you'll say it and it'll come out more genuine. So that's what we strive for.
Like normally my way of directing is normally on the first take of something, I normally don't give any sort of direction at all. I'm like, okay, the actors, they're here, they have read the script. I like to see what they bring to the table first. Before I start,
kind of like to get their mindset and like kind of like either keep it or like just better direct it and kind of like mold it, so it kind of still fits them, but also fits your all style too. Yeah,
right. Like I'll give like notes of like the like action of the scene and what we're trying to get out of that scene, right? But normally after I say that, I'm like, okay, the actor, like I give them the creative freedom on that first take, and then after that, I pull them aside and I'm like, what do we want to change? Like, how do we want to make it flow better? Or, is there an action that we can maybe add in so it just doesn't seem so dry? You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of different things that you can work with, but, and a lot of the time, it doesn't even have to do with like how they're saying it. It just needs to be that there needs to be an action involved or something like that to maybe make it come across just a little more realistic, So, I think that that's my form of direction. And I saw when James was also working with actors that he had a very similar form as well. So
it really worked out.
I want them to come off natural and like real people. And sometimes my dialogue that I may write may not be what they would say normally. So I give them the creative freedom to kind of play with that structure and kind of make it their own and make them come off as real and not just like, this developed thing, I guess. I want it to just be natural and not, made, I guess. Manufactured is the word, I guess.
Dude, James, again, I'm just digging the whole Batman voice you're doing right now.
Say I'm Batman just once.
Yeah, please, once.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Oh,
Perfect.
Oh man.
All right.
I'll be right
Oh,
back.
man. But yeah, I want to ask kind of like the same question I asked Newey, but to you, Ted. What was your experience like on set for My Special Boy and Friday the 13th?
Oh wow, let's see. I do remember some of the early nights we were there. I think Braden's like, hey, we need more blood, more blood. And, here comes James, with this bucket of blood. He goes, where do you want it? And he's like, just sit down right here. And that's when you know the horror movie is going in the right direction. When someone says, hey, we need more blood,
Mhm.
It was almost like perfect timing though. Like I said that, and James is walking up with this giant ass bucket. Like, all right, where's this going? Like, So yeah, like I mean, it definitely. It was just a lot of fun to. Anytime you do this, like it's just so much fun. And if you're not having fun while you're doing this, then something is going incredibly wrong. So
I wanted more blood for my death. That's what I wanted. I wanted more.
More
yeah,
blood.
so that's why actually Newey has a great take of when we were when I came up and leaned down next to him, like one take he actually I'm like, stay with me, man. And he literally is like looking at me dead in the face, and then all of a sudden he starts raising his middle finger. It's amazing. And we both just started cracking up.
I wanted to do one more take, because everybody was done. But I was like, no, I got to pull this prank before I go. I was like, dude, one more take.
I know, because I thought that he had it. I thought that he, and I think that was your last scene of the movie, right? And then you were done.
Yep, that was my last. No, I think.
No, the introduction.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You were there the next day. Yeah.
The next day was my last day.
Yeah.
We should probably give a shout out to Taz, the toy maker. If it wasn't for him, he did some amazing effects. He really did.
Taz and me, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they did Newey's neck. They did Ted. When I'm choking Ted during his death, they rigged like tubing and stuff, and had it come through and all that. So that was cool. But yeah, Tevin's, I think someone called it a necktie or a smile. What's it called? The smile.
Chelsea smile.
Chelsea smile. Chelsea grin.
Yeah.
There you go. His was pretty gnarly. Andrew's was pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought that was
we had some good stuff.
Practical work on set.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did a good job. Taz and V, they did a good job.
Yeah.
And Brett, I'm sorry, there's no spoon kill, but there was a red solo cup.
Like I'm still pretty pissed off of that. That's like my first negative review of the film. It's like there's no fucking spoon.
It got replaced with the red solo cup. We thought that was more of the way to go, because we're like, how the fuck are we gonna do a spoon?
You know what?
It's gonna have a random spoon out here.
It's my fault, though. Like I didn't get a chance to make it up there for the spoon part, so that's my fault. So you're forgiven.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brett could have made it over there, man. A spoon kill for Brett would have been the freaking that would have been it. That would have been the freaking.
And then I would be known as the guy that get killed by a spoon in a horror movie.
The solo cup reminded me of the freaking party horn in part 7, dude. Party vibes all over.
Yeah. Well, when we were coming up with it, that was kind of like, oh, that's kind of like what it is, but I'm just not going like this. I'm just like shoving it down there.
Yeah. So initially, how that was going to go was being, if we had more time. I mean, we shot this whole movie 9 nights total. During our first week of production, it was 6 nights. So we had during the day and night shoots that we were doing, and it was exhausting. Like we were out there all day, all night, pretty much. Some days, like
we shot 1,076 hours or something.
Yeah, it was insane. So like it, Chad, I think your math might be a little off there, buddy. But hey, it's okay.
I don't remember. Someone told me a number. I just go with what I'm told. I just work here, man.
76 in 9 days. I don't even know.
Those are long days. Those are long days.
No, but what do you call it? So that scene was initially, had we have had more nights, we were going to show the whole party get slaughtered. And as like that was going on, we had Sean running through the woods, like, coming over the bridge like he does in the actual movie. So we like got all of that, right? And then in between Sean like running to find the party and find these characters, we were going to be showing the deaths in between. So like Jason actually like slaughtering them. And one of the cuts would have cut right to Jason with a solo cup in this person's mouth. It's like literally, like I'm talking like the gulp in their throat was going to be like complete. Like I almost wanted it to be like where like beer was like spitting out like as like they were choking on it. But because like of timing and stuff, like you obviously have to make creative choices to get what you still wanted to do, but you have to work it in your budget, so that's why we had to do most or pretty much all of those like off screen while kind of showing the same effect of like still showing Jason going after them, right? But it was shot a different way because of timing and budget restrictions. So
yeah, and also there was supposed to be more people at the party. A couple people paid to be in it. Nightmare Crypt, Romeo, and Damn Dude Industries, Josh, they were supposed to be in it. Another guy,
it's a Sean
Thompson, or
Sean Alexander Thompson.
Yeah, Sean Thompson. And I think another like a dad and daughter combo, but they all had to back out for whatever reason. So that was supposed to have a lot more bodies. So yeah, to I guess expand on what Braden was saying, that we were supposed to see Jason just sort of show up, obviously after handling Jacob Christie, and just wreck everybody, just slaughter everyone, and obviously more on what Braden said and just play it out how he said. So yeah, it was supposed to be a lot bigger, but unfortunately certain things happen. But
you all still did pull it off, and like with some good kills and all that. So like you all definitely made it work for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
you. Brad, do you have another question before we take some questions from the chat?
Yeah. What can you guys tell us about this Dave McRae cameo that we had on the radio? Because that made me pretty freaking stoked. I was amped. As soon as I heard it, I was like, dude, that's freaking Dave. Here he is. They freaking did it. He's here doing his thing.
Well, originally that was supposed to be Ari Lehman, and Ari sent me over a voice recording that I didn't like, and I said no, that's not what I want, and I asked him for weeks on weeks to re-record it just from your phone. Would have worked, and by the time he got back to me, he was like, well, this movie needs to release, so I don't have enough time. And I think Chad said, well, what if we asked Lee, or what if we asked Dave? And I reached out to Dave, and Dave gave it to me like the next day or something. And I gave him what I had written out. And I said, well, Dave, you can look at this and you can say all this, but I want you to throw in your little Dave McRae, little fucking, who you are. Yeah, so like the hockey player with the mole on his right ass cheek that he makes fun of, like that's all him. So he improvised it, and it came out really good and funny, and I was like, this is perfect. Thanks, Dave. So yeah.
It was freaking it was awesome, man. That worked out awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, and I'm glad y'all went with Dave because again, he's the voice actor, so like, and people recognize his voice immediately. So absolutely. Saw Robert Long here. What's going on, Robert Long? And we also got Destiny in the house too. What's going on, Destiny?
Yo,
who?
So, shut up. Brad, you ready to do some questions from the chat?
Absolutely, man.
All right. And I got some comments from the chat too. So let me actually go through the comments because that will go pretty quickly. So this is like stuff from earlier. Chris and I were saying Sean is definitely an antagonist to April. Jerk. You should have told her. Well, it's not, he should have just told her. He should have just told everybody. Selfish asshole. Let's see here.
You know, it's weird. Surprisingly, no one has made this connection. Like, does Derek and April have like a secret like thing going on because of their chemistry and how they are with one another? Like, it's like he was there for her while Sean's out and about, always gone, and you know.
I see.
Damn, Sean, you just gonna let that happen?
Well, okay, but if you actually like watch the movie, like when April like is asking Derek like where, like he's like, I gotta go, and she's like, where are you going? And then like he said, like he says that that's his best friend, and you can tell in his voice that he would never do something like that. But if you actually watch the movie, yes, there are elements that kind of is like, yeah, they might actually have something going on. Like, look at the way that April's looking at Derek, like when he's talking at the introduction, or like look at the long hug that they give, like when he arrives at camp and stuff. So, you know, there are some moments in this movie for sure, like where it's almost like, I feel like that there's something going on here. So.
Right, because like when we see Sean see Derek for the first time, Derek kind of just comes off like, you know, I'm good, you know, whatever. But then he sees April and they start hugging, and it's like, what the fuck is that? And the thing is that was never intentional by any means. It just kind of organically happened.
Yeah, I mean, like we kind of like started watching the movie, and like we're just like, hold up,
Hey, who the fuck wrote this?
Yeah, I was like, Abby, you got some explaining to do. Like, but no, that's awesome. I didn't actually quite pick up on that until y'all just said it. But Atana said, I loved My Special Boy. It's the best Friday fan film I have seen so far. That's what from Atanas.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
we got.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. As Brother Fleff said, get Graham some markers and a poster board. It'll be easier for him to answer questions.
Great idea. It's a great idea.
Yeah, so I had to bring that up real quick. Let's see here. Chris Snyder said, honestly, outside of 2009, this is my favorite version of the hockey mask and clothing. Like the best look of Jason.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
Nice.
so let's see here. Hairless Chode made a great Jason.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely he did. Let's see here. Fauci said, I think this is definitely a top 2 Friday fan film. That's from
I'll
Fauci.
take it.
I'll take it.
All right. And those were some of the comments. So let's get to the first question here, asked by Brother Fluff. What was the most difficult scene to film?
Oh God,
All of them.
I mean, yeah, technically all of them. I mean, you never know, like when you get to. But I will say, I'd say that the fight was the most difficult.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
a
was.
fight
Yeah.
it takes the most time to do that and stuff. But anytime you show up on a film set, it's almost like you kind of have like a nervous, exciting feeling. Like, you know, it's like because you just never know how the shoot's gonna go. Like you always want it to go so well. And, you know, it's like there was a filmmaker I was listening to. I forgot who said it, but they said that the only time a filmmaker knows how to make their movie is after they make their movie. Because it's like now you go back and you actually like look at stuff and you're like, gosh, I wish I would have done this different or this different or this different.
Mm-hmm.
And you could take that and you could use that for the next time, but it's like you just constantly are like, you know, you learn something new on every shoot day. So
I would say maybe the most difficult scene to shoot was the original finale. Like what you see in this final product is not what was originally there. And I felt like that was the hardest. And I think because at that point we had been shooting like 75 hours at this point. And this is like the final night, right? Or no, it was the night before. But it was very difficult because like nothing like made sense at all. Like it was that finale that made us do reshoots back in April, because like that finale, as difficult as it was, you know, choreography, like during, you know, for the choreography between those two, it was just weird, and it was hard kind of figuring it out because originally Jason fucks up Sean. And then, you know, Jason's about to do the final blow, but Derek sacrifices himself, and Derek gets the machete, you know, to his neck. You know, Jason loves slicing necks in this movie, I guess. But, and like, so then afterwards, you know, Jason pulls the machete out of his neck, pushes him on the ground, and then as he's about to kill Sean, April jumps on his back, so Abby's on Chad's back, and trying to get her off, and he slings her off. But it was an interesting ending, but it wasn't executed properly. So that's why we went back to camera back in April.
Hell yeah! And Brad, before I get your before you pick a question for what we got start, Destiny was asking a pop quiz. Can y'all remember what brand the makeup palette was from? So so we're challenging you guys now. Like
No,
I was giving
nerd.
the chat some time to answer. So now, what about you all?
Wait, what are we on? This next question or the last question?
Oh no, I was talking about this question. I have
Do you
pulled
remember
up
what
here.
the makeup palette was from, Nui? The one that Levi was
Yeah,
using?
that's. I believe he was talking. She's talking about Levi's. When
Wasn't
or
that
I think
Abby's,
so.
though?
Was it what?
Wasn't it Abby's
Was it?
little
Yeah,
makeup palette? Wasn't it hers? 'Cause
Yeah,
it
it
was-
was.
And the only
I was
reason
thinking
we
the
used
mirror. I
it
was
is 'cause
thinking
we
of the
needed a
pocket mirror.
mirror.
Never mind.
Like we needed a mirror for him to use, and she was like, "I have one," and it was like the most random thing that one, not random, because Abby's like obviously a woman, so it was like like okay, I'm just gonna shut up now because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I was
get
like,
into
Brandon,
this-
I would
Thanks for
choose your words
clarifying,
very
bud.
I'm gonna get
carefully.
into I'm just gonna shut up because someone's gonna play back this stream and be like, look what Braden Timmons said on this stream in like
Cancel her.
5 years. Like
No, I'll cut.
Who
I'll
would do
cut.
that?
I'll cut it. I'll cut it. No.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post if we remember. But I just wanted to pull that up.
it's not a big deal, but yeah.
But
You
I
know-
will say.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, see, you already screwed yourself already with the female audience. You're digging yourself a hole.
No, I tend to do that for myself all the time, so I'm just gonna someone else talk, please. So
He-
All right,
he is
well,
Sean in real
We'll
life.
get Brad. We'll get Brad. Brad, choose a question to start, Chad, to see what we got conjure up here.
So I saw one earlier, and I can't remember. Antonis was asking Jason actually struggling to cop because it looked real, and I wanted to ask Ted what it was like to get killed by Jason on screen here, and how it went.
Yeah, it went very well. We didn't have a whole lot of time to rehearse it with the effects guy, the toy maker, and he was, giving me direction while he did it. So he's shouting in my ear, and he's like, "Yeah, come on, yeah, just move your head around, shake it, come on." And I'm getting, Braden is directing me from again like two different directors, and one here, one there, and it went pretty good. I think there was a lot of insects. I remember between takes trying to get these flies. They love the smell of the blood, so the bugs are all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed the flies like when I was watching it the first time. I was like, God, I bet those flies are just bugging the hell out of these guys right now.
When I'm looking down after I strangle him and push him down, and I'm looking down on him, you can see all the fucking flies crawling around there and crawling in my eye when I'm doing it. It was awful.
Yeah.
It pissed me the fuck off. I was like, God damn. And that was the hottest day of that week. That was the hottest day we were on set. And that was like maybe 10, 11. Yeah, the barbed wire. Yeah, that was yeah.
Meanwhile, we're shooting right there in sunlight too when it was shining.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like 11:30 in the morning, and it was already like 80 something degrees. It was like, fuck. And this is November. And it's still like, fuck, man. And so that day was very long, and I ended up like passing out later on, sleeping it off. But yeah, it was that was a fun day.
Oh hell yeah.
And the reaction when we watched it back, I think we posted it as a reel. But you see Taz, the toy maker, run across and fucking chest bump Braden. And everyone's like we're all jumping up and down like, holy shit. Like, cause it looks so good. And fucking dog. And the rest of the cast and stuff were over on at the where we had all our equipment and shit. And after they heard that, they all kind of migrated over, like, hey, what's happening over here? What's going on? And we're like, we're making a fucking movie. That's what's going on. Fuck yeah, let's go. And we were all like, okay, let's go. We were just like now we're in it. Let's do it. And we were pretty fortunate to have a pretty easygoing cast, very open to pretty much anything. So appreciate you guys for that and being patient with us. And but yeah, I mean, we had no issues, no glaring issues to the whole shoot. Everyone was great. Everyone was in good spirits. We had a blast. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I wish that we had, like Braden said, we had more time, not just to flesh out more things here and there, but to spend as an entire cast, because there were times where like who we had on set at different times was like so weird, and like we just had to make it work the best we could. So I wish we had more time and more time to get everyone more familiar with themselves. I mean, the chemistry was already great. We were pretty lucky with that. So just,
It's actually unfortunate because, I mean, it's very fortunate, obviously, because everyone seems to be liking the movie. But like a lot of the kills you see in the movie are not a lot of the kills, but a majority of the kills you see is not actually how it was set to be played out from screenplay to screen. Like Andrew or Levi, he wasn't supposed to get just hacked up through the mirror. That was actually all created on set. We because originally he was supposed to get a bag over his head, dragged over to a tree trunk, and Chad was supposed to just slam his head into the tree trunk until like the whole bag filled up with blood. And they did rehearse it, and unfortunately, Andrew, like, he couldn't breathe. Oh, what's that?
I said you can see that scene on my Instagram with the bag.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It was just so awkward. We tried to go through it, and I think we only did one take. And after that, I was like, "Nah, this is not going to work. It's too awkward. We're not doing it. We'll come up with something better." And they came up with that. And I think someone asked in the chat, "Why did he take his shirt off?" He's a Ted. I mean, not you, Ted, but Ted from Friday.
Yeah, so way to go, Chad, you freaking stirring shit.
Ted from no Teddy Bear from fucking Part 4 or whatever. He's a sleaze, so he just took off his shirt. I can fuck anyone up. Anyone notice what shirt he was wearing?
Wow.
I know.
I know you know.
I feel like a couple like at least one shirt, one or two stood out, but I can't remember.
He had a Leatherface shirt on.
That was not one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a Leatherface shirt. So that was kind of like a hidden little Easter egg. Also, there was a Jason pen in the movie, if anyone caught that.
I saw that.
You know what? And that's actually a good segue. And we'll continue with the questions because I actually had this on my notes. I noticed some Friday the 13th nods in this movie. And of course, I told Braden immediately about we noticed the Predator like handshake and all that. But in regards to the Friday the 13th, what were some of the most like nods that you definitely wanted to include in there? Because the big one I noticed was kind of like Tevin's character being kind of like almost looking like Julius in a way.
Yeah, Tevin, originally I told Tevin how I wanted him to dress, and then one day he messaged me. He was like, "Hey, I came across this today. What did you think of it?" So he started snapshotting me all these pictures, and I was like, I know where you're going with this. We're doing it. And it was perfect because he wore the chain over it and he looked all like, I don't know. I thought Tevin did a great job. And that's what's wonderful about like the cast. I'm just going to say is maybe, I was part of the wardrobe department in terms of telling them how I want them to look. But I love how like Victoria even came at me. It was like, "Hey, what if I wore this? Should I wear the spandex? Should I wear this? Should I have my hair like this?" They always ask questions to kind of create their own character. Gia, she wanted to create this backstory of Pamela, not through necessary dialogue, but through how she appears on screen, the way she looks. So Gia created this giant story in her head and then pitched it to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. So that's what's great about the cast is just like how much they wanted to be a part of the movie and how patient they were for the last few years and everything, and how involved they wanted to be.
Also, piggyback off that real quick. Shout out to Ted down there. He didn't you do that whole uniform that you wore
Oh,
yourself?
yeah, I brought that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he brought
Oh,
that,
hell
and
yeah.
it said Camp, or Crystal Lake County or something, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
But
Wessex County or something.
yeah. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And April originally had glasses, like those like really big like grandma glasses, um, Courtney had bangs originally, and then she got over that. So yeah, there was some changes here and there, but we let them be free with that, and that's what we told them a certain time period that we wanted to kind of portray, and they all did a great job with it. So
Oh, hell yeah. And then that's awesome. I didn't know about that, like those little details. So I thought that was awesome. But for like any other like nods that y'all did in this movie that some of us probably like missed. So when we rewatch it again, we have to pay more close attention to, like Friday the 13th nods.
Or as anything you did as the Jason character that was a nod to previous Jasons.
Yeah,
Chad,
because I
anything?
noticed a part 5 one with what Braden did, like kind of like just closing his eyes, kind of like being like Tommy doing like this, like for the vision. I thought that was a part 5 nod. I thought
It's funny you say part 5 because there's actually it's not really part 5, but Tommy related, like at the very end where he kills Jason and he's just sitting there looking at the camera, kind of just like in a trance almost. Like I love that. Was it intentional? I don't think so, but I look at it as like a nod to like that Tommy Jarvis kind of look he gives the camera at the end of part 4.
and Brad, you asked me if I did anything. Just little subtle, like head whips, or whipping my head around like Kane, running like I tried to run kind of like Brooker, Ted White, kind of. So little things like that, but other than that, not a whole lot. Just tried to bring my own little thing to it.
Dude, you absolutely brought it, my friend, with Jason. So yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's great. That was actually really easy in terms of directing Chad. It was like, well, who's your favorite Jason? Oh, well, my favorite Jason's this. Have those Jasons make a baby and let that baby be you. So I didn't even have to give I didn't have to give Chad, or Braden didn't have to give Chad much direction in terms of how Jason is in stature and physicality and brutality. That just Chad kind of, I would be in a video chat with Chad till like 3-4 in the morning or something. He's fucking pacing back and forth in his room trying to figure out how he's gonna kill people and shit, and it was great. I loved it.
Hell yeah. Let's see.
It was a lot of fun preparing for that role.
Did you beef up for the role? Do you do some P90X or anything crazy? Because the Richard Brooker traps, man.
I wasn't doing a whole lot. I was like, casually doing stuff, but I wasn't doing like a whole lot. I actually went. I was kind of pissed off about at myself because I can't remember what happened. Something happened right before we went to camera. And I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can. I think I got sick or something. I don't know. It wasn't the vid, because I didn't get the vid until February. So something happened. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Oh, I shinned my fucking leg. Yeah, I shinned my leg and something. Oh, cut my fucking thumb and something else. I don't know. I did something. So, yeah, I mean. I was just, I didn't do too much.
Suck it up,
yeah.
That's
short.
We were like,
long answer.
Suck
short.
it up.
Yeah. I was like, come on, Chad. Brad, do you have a question from the chat, or one that you had?
I do. I have one from Chris earlier. You were talking about Pamela and everything earlier, and he said he had one problem with the movie, and it was the moment that you guys showed in the trailer. He said, "Where's the moment in the trailer where she's running by the lake and yelling Jason?"
Yeah,
that gave me
good
chills and was missed in the film. And it was a very good scene, very compelling. So, what did happen with that?
Well, we did film something similar to that, and we did create new footage We actually created a lot of footage of her running across the rocks and across, by the water, discovering the shirt and everything else. And we did film it all. But for the story to be properly told the way we were looking, we decided to put it in flashback because it would have made this. I think it would have just kind of been a little jarring in comparison to what we did. How we had the cold open of her just killing Elias and then telling the story of our current, people. I don't think it would have fit as well, just based on the way it was shot. Actually, also, it was very cloudy that day, so there was a really big overcast. So it didn't even look like the same day. And then Cole came up with the idea for the flashback with her, with the whole Super 8 camera stuff. So we went that direction instead.
Okay.
Yeah, and that makes sense, like just the way you explained it. So, and the guy I was just thinking too, because I did have a note. I was going to ask about the flashback with the way how it was edited. Whose idea was it just to film that, or just to edit that flashback in that's such a unique way? Because I've never really seen a flashback been done before in that caliber.
You mean the Super 8 style footage?
Yeah, kind of like where it was the film strip and all that.
Yeah. Well, Cole pitched the idea. Cole edits. He was like, "Hey, what did you think of this?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I had to see before I say yes or no. Think about that." I was like, "Just make something up and give me an example." And he sent me a clip, and I was like, "Dude, we're doing this. It needs to be done because it just looks so fucking sexy." And it stands so on its own. It's so different than what you see. Stylistically, it's way different than anything Friday the 13th has done, in my opinion. And I thought it was a highlight. And then you get to see Sackhead Jason as well, and Chad's throwing dudes up against the fucking structures and choking people out with their forearm. It's great.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was just curious about it because I was just so memorized, but I was like, ooh, this is different, but I like this. So hell yeah.
Release the Graham Timmons cut.
Yeah, I know. I had to say, it's where's the cut, damn it? We know there's one.
I need a 4-hour cut, dude. 4-hour cut.
Shit.
Yeah, we need that. We need that Rob Zombie documentary.
Surely, out of 16,000 hours of footage that you guys were able to put together,
A little exaggerated.
There's probably an epic freaking cut floating around out there.
We probably have 600 gigs worth of footage.
Damn.
Give or take.
Yeah, that's
a lot of footage.
Yeah, we got a lot of footage, man. We got a lot of stuff that it was good, didn't make it. Or there were some good shots that we had that didn't make it. There was a lot of stuff, man.
Okay. Ted couldn't he couldn't reconnect, so he's got to go anyway. So thanks,
All
Ted.
right. And
Thanks,
Ted,
Ted.
if you're listening for After Effect, thank you so much for coming on. And you did a great job with your role in this for my special boy as the officer or the park ranger.
absolutely much appreciated. It was awesome. Good kill too,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, very good kill. So let's see. Brad, I kind of transition to that question. So if you want to pick another question or ask another question.
Just to let's see. There's been a few things that's popped up. Where did they go? I think you guys were talking about this earlier. I actually pulled it up earlier because you were talking about that. But Brandon wanted to know. Brendan Beldum here wanted to know who created the overhead mask that Chad wore. And I think you guys were talking about that earlier. But just to confirm.
Oh yeah, it was Michael Lawrence. Yeah,
Very talented.
Chad, you want to talk about that? I'll be right back. I actually want to show them why it was made the way it's made.
Ooh.
It's every
Nice.
show.
Oh, you're gonna show the original?
Yeah, the concept. Yeah,
Don't do it.
don't do it. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Go for it.
I was like, we're getting Chad the fuck out of here. He's hurting our show, damn it.
Because I'm gonna I have the other one right here in my lap, so you show that one, I'll show mine.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Ooh.
Okay, this sounds very
Okay, it's not supposed to
inappropriate
be-
right now. Even though James has a freaking picture of Jesus with his face on it.
Yeah, calm down, Brian Singer. Harvey Weinstein. Sorry.
All right, but as you were, Chad, the story behind the overhead mask.
Yeah, that's Mike Lawrence. Doc. He was actually Sheriff Williams or something. Officer Williams. He was the cop, the officer in the mid-credit scene,
Oh, okay.
and he had worked on other things. Charles being another thing. Haddonfield Nightmare, Braden. He worked on that. So yeah, and we had a lot of conversations early on. Braden, myself, James, Doc, and a couple others who were a part of it at that time, Zach and Mike, Zach Dion and Mike Chibani. So we all kind of came up with the look together. And although I think it was Lawrence who chose brown pants. But yeah, there he is. There's the original My Special Boy.
Oh, that's sick.
Jason got the right idea. He wore his brown pants.
He wore his brown pants. That was inspired by the brown pants. So
Yeah, so originally Jason had hair.
yeah.
Jason did have hair.
So we easily have some Part 9 vibes to that look.
Yeah, showing.
Ugly
Ugh.
freaking
Yeah.
face there, man, but in the
All right,
best
let me
way
get-
possible.
Damn,
We
dude.
decided to make him bald. So,
Yeah.
Oh, there's fuckface.
there's
Oh yeah.
fuckface.
Part 2.
Oh shit.
This is latex, and what Chad has there is silicone, much more skin like. And Chad, you should put it on.
I had it on before you got here,
Oh,
Put it on.
but all right.
Put it on.
Let's see it.
We didn't get, you put it on? What?
Yeah, so we're definitely getting what we call a special treat in this stream. So hell yeah. So Chad will be back in a moment. Yeah, there's James rocking the damage mask, which I'll say again, the mask was absolutely badass. It's definitely one of my favorite Jason masks, not only in the fan film, but actually like in the whole Friday the 13th franchise, the best looking mask.
Yeah, dude, it's really cool.
yeah. This was the screen used one where you actually see him get hit and cracked, and his face is all bleeding. He touches his mouth and shit, and you see blood. Yeah, this is the one that was used during that moment.
Yeah, and that was a great look too. Kind of like to the whole like the effect and the makeup and all that. I thought that was executed really well for a fan film.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
Someone asked if I was inspired by the New Blood, and I wasn't.
Oh, for
Yeah, it's
part
got that
7?
same little Chuck missing though, so that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Except like the New Blood's on this side, and we went with this
Yeah.
other side. Yeah.
What inspired you to make the mask? Like, where did you get the inspiration from it, and how did that come about? And the look for Jason's very much different than anything we've seen before too. So just kind of the whole look of Jason while we're waiting on. Oh, there he is.
No.
There he is.
That's better.
God, that's sick.
We just need the music now.
Yes.
Right.
Jason works at a call center. That's gonna be the next film.
Yeah, Jason, you killed all the Camp Crystal Lake counselors. What do you dicks do in life? This is the Camp Crystal Lake sex line. How can I help you? Ooh, that sounds dirty. What else you gonna do? Oh my gosh! See, Chad is in so much character right now. He's not even saying
Not-
Sam.
It's not even
He's
Chad.
staring. He's staring into my soul.
That
Except he's
fucking
not
eye,
because
though.
one of the eyes goes sideways.
Oh my gosh!
All right, I'm leaving. No, I'm kidding.
I said, "Damn it, Chad! You scared? Oh, Chad, scared to never went away."
I already lived the experience already.
Brad, you asked about the creation of the mask. Well, originally, it was you know that cover of the 8-disc collection where it has like it's a Roy mask with the red chevrons.
Yep.
Ours was going to be like that, but they're going to be slightly angled different, and they were going to be black.
That's
Or
cool.
no, it might have been dark red or black or both. It was just a different concept, and that artist he ended up departing the project, and then Michael Lawrence stepped in, and I didn't even find this out until probably like 4 months ago. But the lightning bolts were his I guess it was like the logo for his high school.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
But-
okay.
But he originally he had drew up a bunch of different concepts like on a piece of paper, and then he sent it over to Chad and myself and a few others, and we all agreed on this final product. Like we're all like, wow, this looks cool. It's unique. It's different. You know, you look at like
Yes.
Ghost Jason has no chevrons. Well, technically this isn't a chevron, but it's a decal. Michael Lawrence likes to get really fucking into, you know, it's not this, it's that. But I love Doc. But yeah, I love it. It's new, it's
hell yeah.
unique, it's its own. And now there's companies out here in California who are mass producing these. It's fucking weird.
God, check.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
gosh.
That's so damn creepy.
It's just being mad that he wears it for a full day, and then it's just nothing but sweat.
Gosh,
Yeah,
imagine.
you should wear Chad. You should wear that at your job and see how many customers you freak out.
All
I
of
want to
them.
say he probably did recently.
What was that?
I don't think
I was
they
like, you should keep that on just to see how many customers you freak out.
I have. I
Oh,
did
you
on,
did?
on Friday, the day that the movie dropped on YouTube. I did.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Yeah.
Please tell me at least for one of them you turned around and just screamed, "Hey, you guys!"
No, I didn't do that.
Well, fuck.
That would have been
But
funny
what was
though.
the point, man? You missed a golden opportunity right there.
It's
Next
pretty
year.
trunk inspired. That's for sure.
So actually, I do have a question. I want to get to this one. What was the funniest behind the scenes, like moment, story? Like, let's get to some freaking laughs and good times. What was your all's like favorite behind? Like, I'll go ahead. Like, we'll do James. We'll go Neely, Braden, and then Chad. What was your favorite or funniest like behind the scene moment?
Can you skip me on this one? I mean, I'll come back. I'm gonna come back around.
Okay, no, you're good. And plus, if there's like something you don't want to tell, you don't have to. That's just
No.
throwing it out there. So, Neely, what about you?
I would have to just say the funniest moment for me was when it came time for my death scene. Now, our makeup artist was supposed to stay with me and put the blood on me and finish that, but then everybody was too cold, so everybody left and got in the cars. So it was me,
Oh.
Braden, Dawn, and James, and I was like, I'll do it myself, all right? And it was freezing cold, and I'm putting all this thick blood on me, and I'm trying to do this scene, but I'm just and I'm trying to play dead, so I'm just like, how do I do this? I can't do this.
It's so fucking cold.
Dude, it was some nights it was so cold. Like it wasn't even funny. Like it was freezing. Like I had to layer up. Like, see, so on I remember like it was cold during some nights when we were shooting Haddonfield Nightmare also because we were shooting that in the fall and like early spring. And on set of that, I would always have my police jackets that I would wear. Like, you know, I would wear the Haddonfield because those things like they're real police jackets. So like they're warm and they're cozy. Out there, I just had like thin hoodies and stuff, and I'm trying to stay warm and everything. And yeah, when you're in the woods, I'm like, all right, so next time I'm bringing my Haddonfield PD police jacket.
Well, dropping down to low 50s, high 40s didn't help either, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice during the day, like it was nice, but yeah, at night, oh man, it got really
It was
cold.
brutal. It's like, okay, you're up. It's like, oh fuck, really? I don't want to take my jacket off. Come on, man.
And the Slaughterland Movie Podcast. This is Darren, one half of the duo. They're doing an amazing job on their channel. Saying, evening, folks. Congratulations on the movie, James, Brandon, and Chad, and the team.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Well,
Darren.
thank you.
Appreciate
we
that,
appreciate
man.
it, guys. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me on your channel and help me out.
Yeah.
You know, supporting the Indiegogo. You know, that helped get us past the hump and get us, you know, helped with funds and everything. So we really appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell yeah. So let's see here. Here, as I'm checking the chat here, Braden, what was your funniest behind the scene moment?
I mean, like the Nui one, man, that one was awesome. Like it threw me completely off guard because I was wondering for the longest time why he wanted to do another take. And like when he did that, I was like, are you serious right now? Like, but I gotta say there was a few good ones with Chad too, like as Jason, man. Like, I mean, there was a scene we actually filmed where he took like a prop crowbar and he was like whacking like it on the ground, and like we got like Chad, he just like stops like midway through, and like the top of it is like broken off, it's like wobbly and stuff, and like it's literally like you zoom in on Jason and he just like holds it up and he's just holding it. It's amazing. Like there's a lot of really great stuff that you get behind the scenes, and you just keep that camera rolling, man, for another 5 seconds and you're gonna get something golden. So
yeah. I mean, there were a lot. There were a lot for me. My cousin, my actual cousin Zach, he played cousin Bobby, or not cousin Bobby. Is it cousin Bobby?
I think so. Yeah,
cousin Bobby, or cousin whatever. That Dave is referring to. He's the one in the flashbacks that is thrown up against the wall, and that's who I get the hockey mask from. We went to do that, and I went to choke him out, and he put his knees up and kicked my knees out from under me. So I kind of just like pancake him, and we're just like rolling around like, what the fuck? And there are a couple other ones like Nui, the one on Braden, was pretty good. Didn't we prank somebody, or didn't somebody get pranked?
I would be surprised if there was no pranking on that set with a lot of you.
We tried to do something. I can't remember exactly, but
I know Taz pranked someone before, but I forgot what they did. Taz pranked Andrew. Remember with the, I don't know if we should talk about it, but the faux snow, snow.
Oh, the what? Oh.
Snow.
Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't real, but Taz was like, "You want it, guys? Come with me. We can do like freaking cocaine." And we're like, "What?" And he just pulls out this powder, and he just like, we're just like, I'm just kidding. It's movie cocaine. It's fake. It's fake. I'm like,
it's cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine. Wasn't it protein powder? And I was like, okay.
It was like I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was.
It was funny. It was
probably crushed up sugar.
One of those moments you had to be there.
He was a chaotic energy. But he was in good spirits the whole time. He was
fun.
He was just like Tasmanian devil, and that's probably why he's named Taz. But yeah, shit.
I wish there was more like pranks. We should have done more pranks. Sorry, that's my dog. Shut up.
Yeah, well, I had a whole plan for a scare cam, but we just didn't have time for it. So I was like,
would have been cool though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I did come up behind a couple of our actresses, Sammy and Abby, sitting on the. I did scare a couple people, just not on camera, but they were sitting on a log. We were waiting to do a scene, and I can't remember if I was in the sack head or if I was in the hockey mask, but I come up walking real slow behind them. I just kind of stand there, and they turn around, they scream like, ah! I got Braden. He was expecting something. I can't remember what I did, but I got right up in his face. Or he was expecting Don to come through the door, and then instead,
because we were lining up. I remember it. We were lining up a shot for when Jason steps into his shed, like where he kind of like stays and everything. It's like as he's walking up to Mother's head. So Don, we were like trying to get that lined up, and I was holding the camera at that time, and Don was coming through. And like when Jason walked through, it threw me off. Like it scared the hell out of me. Like so, yeah, that was a good one for sure.
And the Elias scene, because James ruined the perfect take.
Yeah, I did.
I had the perfect.
James? Tell everyone in the show tonight what you did.
I had the perfect one take, and it was like just fucking perfect. And yeah, tell him, James.
So I don't remember if so Braden was sound. Was I lighting? I think I was lighting that.
No, you were blood.
Oh, okay, I was blood.
Blood.
So yeah, you're right. And Chad's kind of ad-libbing this, like this isn't even written like this, and he just says, "Where's dinner? No, where's supper?"
Where's supper?
He said that, and I was like, and then everyone starts laughing, and I'm gonna have to show you guys the video soon.
It just busted out the laughter, just full on laughter.
Okay, that's not the one I was thinking of. Then there was 2 times. No, there was 2 times because I yelled at you a second time. I remember it. So there was that time, and then there was another one when freaking James, like it's perfect. He clearly doesn't see we're filming something because he's standing in the background of where the shot is like supposed to be. Like I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is good. And it was like a motion shot. So I honestly, like, someone can be like, well, how come you didn't see it, or tell them to get away? Well, because like there was a motion shot. I honestly was more focused on that than I was like, looking down the hill, seeing James just like with his freaking finger in his mouth or something like that. Like, I mean, like, I'm like, literally, so we're going and I'm looking at the playback. I'm like, is that fucking James right there?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Damn
It was.
James.
It was James. It was Mr. Grimm. But hey, we got it. So
There was
also no one noticed V sitting behind you, Braden, when you were having your confrontation with Levi. She's sitting on the bleachers over there behind Braden, and we're like, what the hell is that pink thing? Oh, that's V in her sweatshirt. Oh shit. So Cole had to CGI her eye.
Oh, so
CGI her out.
So that was Pamela's the address of the missing pink sweater.
Yeah.
There was a day during reshoots where I kept being in the shot accidentally, and I kept being in Braden's shot. I kept being in Don's shot.
The final fight.
I'm trying to get like up close and just watching this, and not realizing like you can see my ass and you can see like the back of my head and shit, and it's like, and Braden's like, dude, you're in the shot again. And I'll be like, oh, okay. I'll step back a couple steps. You're still in the shot. I'm just like, fuck, I'm sorry.
And every time we had to do another take, everyone started. Why was James in the shot? Like every actor that was left doing that was like, oh, why James in the shot? Oh, James in the shot. Yeah, actually, he was.
Script too. He's just what?
I was trying to be like look at it and be like really up close and experience like. And I unfortunately kept doing that. I think one of the funniest nights was during reshoots, and it was when Adrian and Abby are under the bed, and fucking Braden gets down. He's like, Derek, April, thank God. And dude, like we have like fucking 20 minutes worth of takes. Like I actually left, got beer and snacks, came back, and they're still doing the same fucking take. And oh man, it was great. And then finally Braden's like, all right, guys, we're gonna stop this. Get up, I'm rewriting this. And so Braden gets up and just writes something, they rehearse it, and then they get the take. And
bro, I literally felt like Stanley Kubrick, like right there. Like it's like Kubrick is like notorious for writing lines like the day of filming something for actors to do. Like, but I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to think about like, because the way that the line sounded, it just didn't sound good. Like, or just like the way that the scene was going, I'm like, this isn't good. So I'm like, okay, like we need to like rewrite something. And I'm sitting here trying to tell Abby what to say, and then she's not getting it because like she's now trying to improvise her line and stuff, but it wasn't working. So I was like, okay, everybody take fucking 10 and I'm gonna write a script. Okay. So everyone cleared the room. Like Don was just kind of like sitting in there with me, and I just started writing, and then we ended up getting it. But yeah, like I felt like Stanley Kubrick for a second.
Dude, I have a monitor. It's funny. We really didn't use monitors very much for this at all. We had them too. We had 2 of them on set. Don brought one and I brought one, and we just didn't even use them. Next time. next time.
Yes, so that was Steve Merlo. Just in case, we all know Steve at this point, but just in case, Steve Merlo is the director of the Sawyer Massacre, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film that came out the week before My Special Boy came out. So if you have not seen that, if you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, highly suggest you all watch and support Steve on that, because so far that that film is also being very successful.
Absolutely, yeah.
Congratulations,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah. So, and I want to address something in the chat. I accidentally missed Gabby's question. I got it right here. I'm just going to say it here. She was kind of asking about the direction of the whole dog scene, because I have been seeing a lot of questions about the dog. So I was just curious myself. Like, I'll throw myself underneath the bus. I got good under the bus insurance. So, what was the decision behind the dog?
Who wants to
No
talk?
comment. No comment.
No,
comment.
I mean, like,
And
I'll
obviously,
address
no
it.
dogs
Hey,
were
listen to me.
injured in the
I'll
film.
address it. Okay.
It wasn't me.
No, I will address it. I will say it was nobody on this stream that had anything to do necessarily with that. That was something that was thrown in post-production. That's not in the script. So like when anyone that got digital rewards or anything, that's actually not involved in the script. There was a reaction that one of like somebody that was involved with post-production like had said that we needed to have Ranger Rick react to something, and instead of it just being a tree branch that was kind of thrown in without any of our knowledge or anything. We got a cut of the movie one day, and then like we had tried to change that, but because so much work and Foley had been done on that scene, we couldn't make any adjustments because it would have shifted everything. Like all of the timeline would have shifted. And if anybody that's worked on post-production or anything like that, to whether it's a video or a film or something like that, it will adjust it'll mess up everything. Audio, all of the effects that has already been embedded on that. So at the end of the day, it was a decision that we had to make. Otherwise, we risked not getting the film out on time. And we had this day in mind for months, and we're like, okay, like, are we? And like, yeah, like that's all I'll say about that. But I mean, it was a decision that we did try to overturn, that we ended up not being able to overturn because it would have caused a delay in the film's release. And we don't.
Yeah, and
like,
you've always made us like waited long enough, like with COVID and everything.
And
too.
we
Like,
didn't
want to wait anymore.
Exactly. And we didn't want to fall into that category of, oh, well, now this film's never going to come out, you know, like there's like a delay of some sort. Anytime you do that after you have a release date and it's a crowdfunding project, there's always that worry that it's like, well, fuck, like now is this ever going to come out or anything like that? So yeah, that's why that ended up staying in. But we did very much try to have that removed. So
yeah, I just wanted, like, because I saw like a lot of comments on it, so I was just curious, like myself. So I appreciate that. Just kind of like giving detail behind that. I know that wasn't an easy decision to make. So I'm going to go ahead and just close out like with my set of questions. Brad, do you have like a question or two left before we start to close out here?
Well, Brett,
No, you're
Brett and Brad, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
How did the dog scene affect you? Did it affect you? Did you feel it was unnecessary? Did you think it was kind of? I want to know what people think about it, because I've heard some mixed things. Like some people like it, some people don't. Some people are kind of like, I don't know. You know, what are your thoughts?
I'll be honest. If it were my preference, I would remove it. But it doesn't hurt the film for me because, like, again, Jason is a killer, and you just kind of have to establish that it don't matter if it's human or if it's an animal. Jason will kill, and Jason's a hunter. So it doesn't necessarily bother me, but if I had a personal preference, I would have took it out if I had that time to take it out. But with Braden's explanation, I have no complaints anymore on that because I cannot imagine such a difficult decision to try to do it or just to keep it in there with that short, like, timing, so y'all don't delay the film. So I respect the decision behind all of it.
Yeah, personally for me, I'm indifferent. I mean, it doesn't really impact me. I've seen I've seen it all. Through the movies that we've watched and everything. It fits the character. It fits Michael's character, for crying out loud. I mean, Jason is probably even more rough around the edges than Michael is. Necessary? I don't know. Probably not. You could get around it. You don't have to do it. But yeah, I mean, personally, it didn't bother me. I didn't feel one way about it or the other.
Yeah, totally. No, it's been quite mixed and understandably so, because anytime you're dealing with such a touchy subject, it can be. I'm just glad that everyone realizes we did not murder an animal, because God, dude, someone left a comment.
It's like, come on, we're a fucking fan film, from crying out loud. We're not actually going to do that. Like,
do you think this is a snuff film? What the fuck? Yeah, but thanks for your guys' honest thoughts about it, and
I know, absolutely. Again, like I said earlier, I'm still pissed off about the spoon, and that's my big negative about this movie.
Someone was supposed to die with a fucking potato at one point, and I don't remember who all, but I was like,
I don't remember that. I don't remember that conversation at all. I don't remember a potato.
But
you don't remember the potato?
Yeah, just no. Brad, just with your one or two questions, and then we'll wrap it up here, because we're getting pretty close to the 2-hour mark.
I'm good, man. Go ahead. I know you had a couple to close it out with, so.
Me? Okay. Let's see here. And I'll go ahead and let's see here. We talked about improv scene. Okay, I'll go around real quick. You're all actually no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of all these amazing questions here. I did have a question about Camp Trinity Point. Whose idea with the name? Because I thought that was a really good name for a cover-up of Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, it was actually mine and Adrian's. Adrian plays Derek. Him and I were talking in private, and we came up with a name. At the time, we had a cast member called Trinity, and we always kind of just Trinity, it's 3, whatever. I think, right? That is right. So we thought of there's going to be Packanack and Higgins Haven, and there's Camp Crystal Lake here, and we have the Trinity Point here, and this was an idea that was created 2 years ago. But yeah, Adrian was beneficial in creating that name.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That again, I like the whole color, the t-shirt, and just the name of it. And then the whole what's that sign back there? Be prepared. You're going to be prepared for having a good camp.
that was fun summer.
Yeah, fun summer.
No, you don't. You secretly want them all to die, dick.
I know, right?
Derek was the true hero of this movie. Jason was the anti-hero of this movie. And Sean was a straight-up villain, dickhead of this movie.
Not give her any praise for her being a hero in this movie.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean, her too. But obviously, with that dynamic, the top 3 who had this connection, Jason drowning and those two not saying shit. Yeah, that's how it played out. I didn't look so bad after all.
I'm chilled. I'm fine. And then I will go ahead and just say with my last question here that I have, and probably most of the people in the chat who are watching after the fact, what's next? My Special Boy is done. Any other projects y'all are currently looking forward to work on next that you're allowed to talk about at this time? I'll go around. So we'll go with James, then we'll go with Newey, then we'll go Braden. Even though Braden, we all know you're working on The Last Nightmare, but still going to give you your time to talk about it. And then Chad, whatever you got coming up. So James, you first. What's the feature like after My Special Boy?
Yeah, I think eventually I would really like to touch base or come back around and tell more story for this universe that we've created. But next is going to be a Halloween fan film titled Halloween Aftermath, and not very many people know outside of people involved what it is, but I'll go ahead and say it today. It takes place in between the time jump of Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. So our story takes place 2 years after Kills, and since me and Cole knew how Halloween Ends was going to be during the summer, we knew how it plays out months ago, we had constructed, mainly him, I'll say mainly him, but I helped develop the story and how we can work in between the time skip, the time jump, and how we're going to explain to you a little bit, not too much, but you'll get it, where you'll see why Michael is the way he is in Halloween Ends. You know,
Cool.
you see how he's a little more decrepit in Halloween Ends, and he's a little bit here and there. You know, he's not, you know, obviously all the damage over the years have done, you know, you can see it's affected him greatly. And Halloween Aftermath explains it more so as to why he is the way he is in Ends. Like, he's not always in the sewer in our film. I can't really explain too much because I'll be spoiling it, but yeah, it's gonna be a cool little story. Right now we have like a 90+ page script of it, and
Awesome.
yeah, it's coming together real nicely. You know, did a test I had Chad suit up in the outfit a couple weeks back, and Chad looked like James Drew Courtney, like straight up right out of the movie, and it was like, dude, this is perfect. And
Badass.
yeah, and then from there will be a project called Internal, which is going to be it's going to be an original movie that I've been wanting to do for the last couple of years, and I'll talk more about that as the time comes.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm looking forward to all those projects. So, guys, be sure just to follow our boy James as he just takes on the next step of projects after My Special Boy. So, Nui, what about you? I know you kind of mentioned some of the movies you went earlier and then kind of like we're talking about, but just in case for anybody that's jumping on late, what do you have coming up in your future?
So as of right now, I just sent in my audition for something that's pretty big. So keeping my fingers crossed that something positive comes from that. And then I'm actually going to Reno within a week to go do some filming for a future film. I can't say the name of it just yet, but I will be shooting up in Tahoe area.
Nice.
And then I have to go do some voiceovering for another film that just got into the first stages of being complete. So I have to do all that.
Hell yeah,
Nice.
dude, man.
Sounds like you're busy.
And we appreciate you being on here, and just want to say best of luck to everything you want to accomplish in the film industry. I know you're going to kick ass.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here. It's fun.
Dude, you are so welcome. And of course, the evil bastard that is Sean. No, I'm just kidding. Brayden, we know you got The Last Nightmare and another project that I think we're getting pretty close to it, if I'm not mistaken. I'll let you go into more detail with it, even with Sally. So you want to talk about those two or any other future projects you have?
Yeah. So, you know, I'm always constantly busy with stuff. There's always a bunch of ideas running around in my brain, and but Sally is almost done. That's our first original short horror film that'll be out. Hopefully, we're fingers crossed by the end of this month. So hopefully we'll be done with that, and that'll be out for people to see. And then
Blu-rays by Christmas.
Yeah, Blu-rays. You know what? I'm really before the movie even comes out, I would like to have the print and the and everything submitted for production for Blu-rays and everything. So that way I can say, hey, at least it's submitted. But what do you call it? So Sally will be out by hopefully the end of this month. And then we are currently, crowdfunding right now for The Last Nightmare, which is our sequel to The Haddonfield Nightmare, which we need to hit our production goal on this. And we are currently trying to hit $65,000. We just hit over 2,000. So we've got 63,000 left, 63,000 to go. And anybody that's in here, if you guys can, all I ask is to throw in $5-10, man. All of that will go a very long way. If you guys can throw it into the campaign, we do really appreciate it. And then in the future, after The Last Nightmare, once that's done with production, I'm probably going to take a couple months off. I'm going to take some time, relax. I've worked on so many projects over the course of these last few years already that it's and all of them have literally been one after the other. So I feel like I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but then my goal is to come back and I have two original features in mind that I'd like to do. Kind of start shying away from fan films. How can I forget that if we do hit our stretch goal, of The Last Nightmare, which is $85,000. We do have a prequel that we are going to do to the Haddonfield Nightmare and a sequel to H2O. It's called Halloween 22 Hours Later, which will tell the story of pretty much everything that happens in between Halloween H2O and the Haddonfield Nightmare to the beginning. And then Gabby, I did see your comment. Thank you very much. I'm very much appreciative of you. So thank you for the kind words. But yeah, we're very excited, man. We've got a very strong work ethic within our team. And then I will also say that Chad is playing Michael Myers in The Last Nightmare officially. So
wow.
he's going from Jason to now being Michael in The Last Nightmare. So
Yep.
Hell yeah. So yeah, freaking Mr. Michael Myers over there just being very busy.
Yep. So he's going to be Michael, and it's going to be interesting too, because he's going to be kind of taking on two different forms of Michael. He's taking on an H2O style of Michael, and then the Halloween 2018 version of Michael.
Guys, I cannot hear you, but like my power went. Oh, sorry, Brain's talking.
It's okay, James.
I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't know what's going on over there either.
Dun, 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 dun.
Gabby,
but yeah, Gabby's just being a sweetheart to Brain right now.
Gabby is gonna make me blush like on the air.
Okay, homie, let's remove that comment. Let's just get close to
I
it.
knew
There we go. But yeah, Bright.
Later, Nui.
Later, Nui. Thank you, dude. Nui was
I didn't
such
hear
a cool
him.
guy. So, Chat, what do you got coming up on your future plans?
Well, cat's out of the bag, I guess. I got Michael coming up 2 times next year for James Aftermath, and then Braden's Last Nightmare. Helping Sammy and Abby develop their fan film Wayward Sisters, and then House Sinclair was going to be a House of Wax prequel, 2005 prequel. But after further talks with some of the cast and Chris and some of the others behind the scenes on that one, we decided to turn into an original script because we really like the script, but we kind of like are feeling the fatigue of fan films a little bit. So we've decided to tweak it. And also got something else I'm developing, an original idea that
is it a paranormal idea?
Shit. My power might go out. I don't know. But where was I talking about? Anyway, original idea. Something that might be pretty cool. It's an idea that I'm developing with Brett, yourself, and Tyler. A coin. I'm sorry, Tyler, if I messed up your last name. And that also kind of involves Nui and some others from My Special Boy cast. And yeah, it's kind of a Western slasher film, kind of a horror adventure Western slasher dark comedy film.
Yeah, let's just say you're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'm hoping. And maybe some other things too that kind of early in talks on. So wink wink. I might be doing some other things, but yeah. And yes, PMP, Chris, Pizza Man Pictures, myself, Abby, Sammy, and Chris came together and made our own like little imprint, and we'll be doing our own productions, whatever, little get away from fan films after Wayward and all that other stuff. House Sinclair is getting turned into something original. So, just make the kind of movies that we want to make and just like infuse oddball humor and comedies, horror, action, whatever we decide to do, just, you know, I have an idea because I work in a pizza place. I have an idea for something that kind of takes place in a pizza parlor.
I would figure an idea like that would be coming for a movie production called P&P.
I mean, yeah, I think first I want to do like maybe a 20-minute like little short on it and kind of see if it's a cool, fun B movie. Like it's going to be heavily B movie inspired. Like I think even Brad
or is
said
it
one
gonna
time,
be
get Troma
cheesy?
involved. It's going to be very cheesy. So yeah, we'll see. There's some things banging around, so we'll see.
Hell yeah, man, dude! I'm excited for the feature of P&P and for all your future projects, especially being Michael twice. So I know you got a lot on your plate. So we're so looking forward to that. I know James, Newey, and Ted were all here tonight. I just want to say for me and Brad, thank you for coming on, and Braden and Chad, thank you guys for coming on. I'm glad y'all didn't try to attack each other. We just had to keep you in 2 different states in order to make sure that didn't happen. So
Well, he's
just
closer
appreciate
now.
your all's time.
I am. I'm only like 7 hours from you,
Something like that. Yeah.
Not
And
too
he
bad.
still missed the premiere.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you didn't. You were there.
Yeah, I was there. I did my own little premiere at my house. So
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we appreciate you all being here so much. It's just taking time out of your all's crazy schedules just to talk about, give us some of the deets to My Special Boy, which is a tremendous success. I know it's even going to get more success. So I just want to say we're proud of you guys. We love you. And just congratulations on all the success.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having us.
deserved.
We appreciate that.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. So
yeah, thank
Brad,
you guys so much, man. Seriously, it's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. So
hey, we'll do it again once we
Absolutely.
hit that 1K for a trivia night or celebration weekend. Absolutely.
Hell
Where,
yeah.
where are you
we'll
guys
have
at currently?
9 something.
917. So we're 83. We need 83 more subscribers to hit that 1K.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
All right.
we'll make it 918. 918.
Oh,
there you
918.
go. All right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. We're getting there. So
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it one step at a time. We can hopefully do it by the end of the year. But we'll find out. We're still enjoying the process, and we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
Brad, anything you want to say before we hop off here, or like
No,
what's
man.
coming up on the channel, or?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we're good. We're just kind of getting into some new review stuff that we're doing, and then also a big show this weekend on Sunday. We're going to be talking about the A24 prequel series for Friday the 13th. That's coming out. We're going to be talking some details, some expectations, things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll talk about some what we want to see essentially and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Evan, of course, I'm being a dumbass that I am. Of course, we always want to thank our lovely patrons, our real hunters, as we call them, for bringing us all the success to our channel. It's just like helping build our channel. So we want to give a shout out. Let me remove that banner real quick because we got to get Zach's name on there. So we want to thank our real hunters for making our channel a success.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and close it out for tonight. Guys, thank you so much again. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And we're going to close it on out, and we will see you for the next one.
Absolutely.